Arsenal and Barcelona are two of the most famous clubs in world football. The English and Spanish giants have a rich history of competing against each other in European competitions, particularly over the past 2 decades, and are connected in many ways off the pitch too, with a similar style of football and many famous players playing for both clubs. From thrilling showdowns on the pitch to unforgettable moments, we're here to take you on a journey through their remarkable rivalry. Let's go back to the start. Arsenal and Barcelona first met in European competition in the 1999-2000 Champions League season. The match was played at the Nou Camp, Barcelona's famous home stadium, and was the first of 2 matches in the group stage between the pair. The Barcelona team consisted of stars like Luis Figo and Rivaldo, while the Arsenal team boasted the likes of Patrick Vieira and Dennis Bergkamp. The match was a close affair with little between the sides, and the result was a 1-1 draw. The return leg was a few weeks later and proved to be a much more exciting contest. Barcelona took an early lead through a Rivaldo penalty and then literally scored a second goal 1 minute later. Arsenal managed to claw one back before half-time through Bergkamp. However, any hopes of a comeback were short-lived, as Barcelona scored another 2 goals after half-time. Overmars scored a late consolation. However, this did nothing to affect the outcome of a Barcelona win. Barcelona had proved to be the better team in those early encounters with Arsenal, and this would set the tone for future games between the two footballing heavyweights. Head-to-head record. Since 1999, there's been a total of 9 matches between Arsenal and Barcelona. Out of those 9 matches, Barcelona have won 6 of them, which equates to over 66% of all of their matches, an incredible statistic. Arsenal have only managed to win 1 of the 9 games, a very poor record for a team of Arsenal's ability and stature. The remaining 2 games were draws. These statistics clearly show that Barcelona have been extremely dominant throughout their head-to-heads with Arsenal. Even though Barcelona have been so dominant in terms of wins, there has been some classic games with little between the pair, no more demonstrated than in the following match. Most famous game: Champions League Final 2006. The most famous game between the two clubs took place during the 2006 UEFA Champions League final in Paris. Both clubs won their groups with relative ease and then navigated the knockout rounds with some memorable wins, in particular Arsenal's over Real Madrid in the round of 16 and Barcelona's victory against Chelsea at the same stage. Both came into the final in great form, which set the stage for an exciting game. Arsenal had the worst possible start to the game when their keeper Jens Lehmann got sent off early in the 18th minute, reducing the English side to 10 men. Arsenal had to sacrifice the influential Robert Pires too in order to bring on a replacement goalkeeper, resulting in a double blow to the team. Despite this setback, Arsenal managed to take the lead through Sol Campbell's header, a lead they would take into half-time. Barcelona piled on the pressure in the second half, trying to take advantage of their extra man. Despite holding out for a long period after half-time, Arsenal finally succumbed to the Barca pressure, with Eto'o and Belletti scoring late goals to secure the victory for the Spanish giants. This would be the closest Arsenal would get to lifting the Champions League. However, it would kickstart a period of European dominance for the Catalans. Famous players to play for both clubs. There have been many players over the years who've played for both Barcelona and Arsenal, which may not be surprising since both clubs have a similar style of play and philosophy. Some of the most notable are Marc Overmars, Cesc Fabregas and Alexis Sanchez. The most famous player to have graced both jerseys is, of course, Thierry Henry. The Frenchman is arguably Arsenal's greatest ever player, a true game changer who terrified defences for years in England and across Europe. He left the club for Barcelona in 2007 and went on to help them win many trophies, including a historic treble in the 2008-09 season. Similar style of play. Barcelona are famous for their tiki-taka style of play, a style that has received many plaudits and adulation over the years. During Pep Guardiola's reign between 2008 and 2012, this tiki-taka style was at the height of its powers, with players such as Messi, Iniesta and Xavi being the envy of world football. During this period, Arsenal had a very similar style of football under Arsene Wenger. This made some of their contests in the Champions League great games to watch, both with an all-out attack tactics. Arsenal did manage to get some good results against Barcelona in the home ties, a win and a draw standing out, but would end up losing the away games, with Barcelona progressing to the next round every time. Arsenal and Barcelona have a fascinating rivalry. Two clubs that are linked in many ways other than just the matches they've played on the pitch. Their culture, style of play, and type of players they like are all very similar. Barcelona have no doubt been the dominant team in this rivalry, winning most of the games played between the clubs.